Get ready to dive into the comic book realm, where heroes rise and villains take the helm. We're here to dissect the stories and the art. Our source material, we tear the panels apart.
Let me tell you how 2/3 of this book are awesome, and the 1/3 of this book is a giant waste of my time.
Right. Last 8 issues.
This is where he fights like the man duck bat. The Chinese Peking duck man bat.
Oh,
I'm so done with it.
With Bruce Wayne publicly branded a fugitive, Batman number 601 and 602 shifts focus to how he functions without the Bruce identity at all. Operating solely as Batman, he refuses Alfred's pleas to reclaim the man behind the mask and instead throws himself into stopping Nicodemus, a fire-wielding vigilante targeting corrupt officials. What initially appears to be ideological cleansing is revealed as calculated revenge by Councilman Thomas Hart, whose parents' murder was buried by corruption years earlier. Hart positions himself as a twisted mirror of Batman, arguing Gotham is beyond saving and must be burned clean.
The line of guys saying that forms to the left.
Bruce rejects that philosophy outright. Even while cut off from his name and family, he still believes Gotham can be redeemed, marking a crucial distinction between vengeance and justice. That ideological tension continues in Detective Comics 769 to 770, where Batman tracks poisoned heroin flooding Gotham's streets. Ekinzu, Peking Duck Batman, another zealot who views himself as a divine purifier, sees Batman as a kindred spirit. Bruce firmly rejects the comparison, saving lives rather than sacrificing them for a greater good. Yet even as he defeats Ekin, the arc reveals deeper political corruption and a larger conspiracy tied to powerful interests.
When you're done with me tonight, I'm going to need you to go to Sunu and make yourself a Peking Duck Batman song.
I can do that. That is the nice little prompt right there for me to tear it up.
There you go.
The pattern is clear. Gotham's rot runs systemic and calculated, not chaotic. Bruce is fighting enemies who weaponize ideology and corruption, while he himself remains publicly accused of murder and cut off from the life that once shielded him. Meanwhile, the Bat family begins uncovering concrete proof that Bruce was
the proof is on fire.
That Bruce was framed. In Batgirl number 27, Cassandra Cain discovers Vesper Fairchild was incapacitated with a precise nerve strike right before her death. Evidence Bruce could not have inflicted in the manner described. In Nightwing number 68 and 69 and Gotham Knights number 28, Dick, Tim, and Alfred analyze doctored surveillance footage, trace unexplained power outages, and ultimately uncover physical evidence of a covert intrusion into the Batcave itself. Infrared smoke tests reveal hidden entry points on the Wayne estate, and damaged electronic components confirm that someone infiltrated the cave and planted equipment prior to the murder. The frame-up is no longer theoretical. It is engineered. As Bruce distances himself further, declaring Bruce Wayne disposable, his allies step further outside the law to protect his name. Nightwing steals official case files. Tim digs through digital trails, and Cassandra exhumes a body to uncover the truth.
And Cassandra grave robs.
Yes, she does. It is pretty gruesome. While Bruce isolates himself emotionally and ideologically, choosing to operate only as Batman, the people he once mentored refuse to let him abandon the man beneath the mask. The contrast sharpens. Bruce believes severing ties makes him stronger. But it is those very connections that are now assembling the evidence to bring him back from the brink and prove that Bruce Wayne was never the villain of this story. So there you go. That's how we're wrapping things up. I'll throw my notes out here real quick. Like I said, there are a lot of side stories that were thrown into this trade.
Yup.
I'm really surprised that they didn't go and be like, all right, from the pages of Batman 601, and then just take those like 2 pages that apply. But the Nicodemus stuff, I mean, it was a good story, I think. I mean, I like the story, but like you said, it's a little bit
shows up again in Fugitive.
So that makes sense. And then we have the heroin story, which was titled Purity, which is interesting because they drop us into that story at part 2.
But if you're reading the Batman book, like, what happened to the murderer storyline?
There was
it just gets dropped.
There was one where I was sitting there. It was Nightwing, And Dick goes back to Bloodhaven, and he's facing off, like we end the issue where he's facing off against this huge bulking dude named Amygdala.
Yeah.
And you don't see anything of that after that. You don't know. I mean, granted, that's not part of what we're wanting to learn about, but boy, there was some continuity weirdness because they had all these titles going on and this story at the same time.
They made this trade. They really should have done like how like some trades where they're only taking parts of books and like editing them together to make one slick trade. That's what this needed.
Yeah. And there was another point where it legitimately jumped to part 8 of Bruce Wayne Fugitive after part 3. I think it was like after part 3 or part 4. And then it was like part 8. I was like, what the hell? And it was in the middle of the Peking Duck Batman story where it did that, which didn't make any sense to me. Again, it was a lot of side tangents, a lot of stuff that really didn't. Again, this is the trade, whatever. It's nice to see we actually get some evidence or at least some stuff that supports that Bruce didn't do this. The Cassandra finding the nerve strike, which places a tiny fracture on a person's jaw. And we learn that obviously plays out through the issue because she hits spoiler with it twice, which is hilarious. She knocks her ass out twice. And then she goes and finds that on Vesper Fairchild's body. But yeah, that was a bit gruesome, by the way. Her digging it up and then spoiler waking up and looking over and there's Vesper like laid up against her tombstone and Batgirl's just off pondering life.
I really like the way they wrote Barbara Gordon in this story.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Oracle is usually like, she's usually the guy in the van. That's her character since she's been shot by the Joker. Here, she's running the show. Like, it says Batman, Bruce Wayne, murderer, but this is as much a Barbara Gordon story. And she really, this is a testing of faith. This is about loyalty. This is about competence. And her relationship with Black Canary is amazing. Because that issue where she gets her to go into the bank, that was one of my favorites. Like, where do I go? What do I do? Run fast. Thanks. I see why we call you Oracle.
Yes.
But how much love and how much faith and trust is there between Barbara and Dinah that Dinah is willing to take orders essentially from Barbara?
Yeah, like, Barbara has to be very careful of who knows Bruce's identity as Batman. Dinah does not. And Dinah has no idea that Bruce is Batman, and she's taking these orders. She questions it like maybe once or twice, but she goes and does exactly.
Bullshit in the world that half the Justice League doesn't know who Batman is.
Yeah.
How does no one talk about this? Wonder Woman knows who he is. Superman knows who he is. Like the main members of the Justice League all know. Green Arrow knows who he is. He's never once told Black Canary, weren't they a thing? How have you never whispered in the throes of passion? Oh, by the way, Bruce Wayne
call me Batman.
Yeah, call me Bruce. What? Like, there's no fucking way his secret's been that well kept by the Justice League.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, then I forgot, and I didn't put, this is not in the synopsis because it's just clearly the stuff about the triad and the mortician and the zombies. Like, I forgot all about that. I mean, that was just like completely off the trail. I'm like, what is going on here?
Words. Suddenly I'm reading Guardian Devil.
Oh boy. I will say the Batgirl issues move fast. There is a lot less attention to dialogue and it's more show than tell, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the fact that we finally get some evidence. I love the idea of smoking the hull that Alfred comes up with, where they're like, well, we got to figure out how did somebody get into the Batcave? And it took those three to come up with an idea. Nightwing, Alfred is the one's like, release some smoke. And Tim's like, yeah, but make it infrared, like, so nobody else can see it. Only we can on a certain spectrum.
Gas.
Some type of gas. That's right.
And then they're able to see it through like infrared or whatever. And then Dick finds whatever machine was in the Batcave.
Yeah. They can't figure it out. It was like through there's like a barn on the property and there was somebody had been in that. He scales down into the cave and he finds the like wires and some device of some sort. That's kind of where we leave it though. I mean, we finally get some evidence at the end of this.
Weird place to end the book.
I thought it was
considering he's been a fugitive already. I think the fugitive book is smaller than the
It
murderer
is.
book, which again, why didn't this just end with him breaking out of Blackgate and that's the end of Batman Murderer?
I do not know why they decided to go into fugitive. Like I said, all the issues past Bruce Wayne murderer that were added into this trade. Like a bunch of them didn't need to be. So I don't know why.
That's the weakness of this story is that if you edit it to just the murderer stuff, it's a nice story about how the Bat family is trying to figure out how they more or less believe he was framed.
Mm-hmm.
How was he framed is the mystery.
Yeah.
That's the good stuff. Everything that isn't how he was framed is bullshit. And for that, like, I like the main story. All the side stuff is shit. It's not interesting at all. Again, him and Peking Man-Bat is not interesting to me. The stuff with Dick. Then there's that one, like, 2-part story where the one kid gets, like, kidnapped for figuring out how to cheat at gambling.
Oh, yeah. This is in the Tim Drake Robin book.
Yeah. And I'm like, why is this here? What does this have to do with anything?
Again, I understand. Number one, it's early 2000s DC. We got all these titles going on at the same time. So we got to stick to their storylines, their continuity, whatever. Mm-hmm. And you guys are here for the Robin story, but we got to sprinkle a little Batman Fugitive in here too every once in a while. So here's about 2 or 3 pages of Barbara Gordon talking to Tim Drake. And then we're back to Kip Carrington being abducted. This trade could have been 20 times shorter.
Yeah.
I get it. You're a slave to what you want to give your readers. And if your readers are counting on that Kip Carrington story and everybody at Brentwood, and if Tim Drake's dad, Jack.
I was like, and poor Tim Drake's dad has now fucking lost all of his. I'm reading some of this. I'm just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry you lost all your investments. Join the club.
Yeah. He bet on Bitcoin. I mean, that's all I had. I don't know if you had anything else here for the final bit.
Like I said, I'm in it for the first 2/3, and then we get to that last couple of issues where it's just Peking Man-Bat and the zombies and all this bullshit that has nothing to do with the murderer storyline. And I'm like, I don't care. Like,
it's
words.
It's like, so funny.
I'm glad we read this. I'm glad we're talking about it, but it's not perfect.
There was a point where I was going to get upset because I thought in your trade you had the condensed, like, just straight up little bits of Bruce Wayne murderer and fugitive that mattered. Mm-hmm. And I was reading the whole issue and I had to suffer through all that BS because I was actually reading the digital floppies, if you will. But then I found the trade online and I was looking through it and I'm like, nope, he had to suffer the same way I did.
Oh yeah. So you had sent me a thing like, hey, you better get started reading this. It's a wordy tomb. So Erica and I went naked swimming on Saturday, and then I came back. I was out in the sun all day. Yeah, they're doing some renovations at the naked swimming hole, and where there's normally shade in the conversation pool, there's no longer shade there. But there's no like tarps underneath anymore. Or in case anyone's happened to be going to the particular naked swimming hole that I'm referring to, it's under renovations, and the tarps are no longer there. I'm sorry to say.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, and you're being your comic book show. I'm sure this was very important information that people needed. The point of me bringing that up was
I don't know if that's going to make the final cut. I really don't.
What got cut? So I was naked swimming. Don't you understand?
I have a what got cut that's an hour and a half long right now, over like 20 episodes.
No, yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
Perfect. I'm glad I made the cut. I'm glad I'll be longer on that than I am in this episode when Jesse's done with me.
What got cut's an hour and a half long because that's all of you on Joe the Barbarian.
Anyway, so I was out in the sun all day is the point of that story. So we get back to the house and I start to read Batman Murderer because I'm like, I gotta take some time.
Gotta get it in.
Yeah, Jesse told me to start reading the story, and I knew I was going to have a lot of time today, but things do happen, and I don't always have as much time as I think I do. And I didn't want a She-Hulk situation where I'm like literally like trying to finish it before the podcast starts. So I start reading it, and I fucking passed out. I got woken up for dinner. Then I watched The Elimination Chamber, and then I read about a third of the book.
Mm-hmm.
So I started it Saturday night, and then I finished it. I got up this morning.
It was this morning, I think.
Yeah, I got up this morning about 7 a.m. I still slept like 9 hours, which is rare for me. But I got up and I was like, I gotta read this book. And Eric is just like, and I'm like, ply your wares elsewhere. Man. I have things to do.
Comics to read.
I have comics to read. So, yep, I did the ultimate nerdy thing, turned down sex for reading.
I'm going to say, Not a badge you need to be wearing.
It's all right. It's always there when I want it. My point is, I read the book this morning, and I finished it just in time to leave to go see Scream. But you're right. It took me 6-7 hours, I think, total.
Yeah, I spent
through this thing.
So essentially, we'll read the issue and then make my notes. I've started doing things different now. Yeah. I used to sit there and I'd do a digital way with ChatGPT. Now what I do is I'll read the issue and I'll dictate what's happening to ChatGPT so I get the summary and make my notes at the same time, which helps.
But I like that's all you, and I don't have to do shit. I just have to come on here and be entertaining.
Oh, well. All right, then.
Yeah. That's why I get cut out of Joe the Barbarian, though, because if I'm not entertaining, Jesse's like cutting room floor.
Okay, so next up is going to be Bruce Wayne Fugitive.
Yep.
Second half of that.
Yeah, that's going to be, I just did the schedule today. That's the same day that Fra Diavolo, Master of Ovens, comes out.
Oh, nice.
Fifth full-length album, I think.
Very nice.
Recipes for the Damned, Holidays Are Hell, Grandma's Candy, Grandma's Country Kitchen. And yeah, this is number 4, Master of Ovens. So
nice.
That'll be the same day we do Batman, Bruce Wayne, Fugitive.
Love it. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get into the rest of the plugs. What else is on the schedule?
Well, this is source material live. So if you've been watching this video, or if you are watching this video at some point in the next couple of days, here's what's happening. Tomorrow, we'll review Scream 7. I liked it a lot more. I was not looking forward to it at all. It was literally a schedule obligation. I ended up liking it a lot more than I thought I would. It definitely returns to like the form of like making fun of itself. And it definitely acknowledged the fact that this is a fucking 30-year-old franchise or some shit. So there's that. We have a double dose of Damn You Hollywood this week. Thursday is our Best Picture Oscar nomination show. So we will go over all 10 of the Best Picture nominations, and then we'll give our guesses for the rest of the Oscar noms. That'll be fun. No show this Sunday. I will be judging an MMA fight. Next week, we'll do a Damn You Hollywood for Hoppers, the new Pixar movie. Alexis is reviewing A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I guess that's a Game of Thrones spinoff. And then a week from Thursday, Robert gets his shot at triple feature and gets to finally do a director focus. This is yet again another Robert show. This is why he picks at me at this. This is yet another Robert show. I've had to postpone 3 different times due to scheduling reasons. So I was like, I'm never going to move the show. Like, this has to be where it is.
Got to get it done.
Yeah, we've had this Roland Emmerich show planned for like 2 years now. We're looking at The Day After Tomorrow, 2012, and The Patriot.
Ooh, good stuff.
Weirdly enough, Gavin and Pat were like, what the fuck with the Roland Emmerich show? Why is The Patriot here? I'm like, because it was directed by Roland Emmerich. Like, what'd you want me to put? Godzilla? Which we've already reviewed.
I don't know what else he's done that's in the same vein.
I mean, Roland Emmerich's known for a lot of disaster.
Independence Day, right?
But like I said, I've reviewed Independence Day.
Yeah, I
reviewed
of.
Godzilla. Like I reviewed Moonfall when it came out. Like I've done a fair amount of Roland Emmerich already. So like this is what was available.
Ladies and gentlemen, go check out the Source Material Comics podcast feed. There's all sorts of great podcasts on there. We're talking about comics. Me and Mark Radulich get together here and talk on Source Material a lot. You can go listen to our discussion on Nameless, which I think is dropping tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That should be
in the year of our Lord 2025.
You can hear me and Mark talk the ever crazy mind of Grant Morrison and some of the whacked out stuff he can put out there when somebody just decides not to edit this guy. And then, yeah, the Unspoken Issues podcast where we talk 90s comics all the time. Me and Chris Armstrong and Evan Bevins just got together and talked Generation, oh my goodness, hold on, it's 2099. It's not Generation X. That's not what it was. X Nation is what it was. X Nation 2099, number 1. And that was a poll winner. And then, of course, the Snap Material podcast where me and Evan Bevins get together and talk Marvel Snap. So check that out. With that being said, we're getting out of here. Over there is Mark Radulich.
Hang on. Let me help you. So, for Jesse Starcher, I'm Mark Radulich. This has been the Source Material Podcast.
Shameful. Are you just going down?
This is what Jesse.
It continues to go. It's me.
This is what Jesse's thinking right now. You may go now, Jesse.
You tell him to be well and be safe and behave or something.
Be well, be safe, and wait, we got a comment, I'm sure. Oh no, tomorrow's going to be so rough. Oh, you have no idea.
Oh boy.
For Jesse, I'm Mark. Be well, be safe, and behave.
Thanks for joining us. All of this would not be possible without W2Mnet.com, so make sure to seek them out for more podcasts. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please feel free to share, and we look forward to entertaining you again soon.